Okay, so now let's take a look at a concept called staying in your lane and how it applies to flow productivity and also how it applies to you being on the path of achieving your life's greatest work. Okay, so this concept refers to something that happens a lot in entrepreneurship where people are jumping from industry to industry, opportunity to opportunity, which is essentially career to career. And there's a ton, as we've seen, it takes a ton of time to build proficiency, a ton of time to build true mastery, 10,000 hours. So when a person's hopping from lane to lane, it's wasting a lot of resources if compared to putting those resources in a person's true lane. And of course, oftentimes it takes figuring it out of what that is for you. And like we've gone over this diagram, it takes so much time to build up the competence. So the quicker you can find your lane, the quicker you can build in your lane, and the quicker you can start stacking gains in your lane repeatedly over and over. So let's go to Warren Buffett on this one. Warren Buffett is an American business magnate and one of the richest people in the world, 79.7 billion net worth as of 2019, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. So the reason why I'm bringing him up is because he's got a concept about staying in your lane. And he's got this diagram up in his office. And this is about a man named Ted Williams, who the strike zone for a batter. And what he did is he realized that his batting percentage, he correlated his batting percentage to each area of the strike zone. And Ted Williams, before we get into exactly what this is Ted Williams was the last batter to hit over a 400 average for the year. He hit 406 in 1941, and he played an entire 19-year career. And he's baseball's all-time leader in on-base percentage. So, what do we got here? That he had a higher batting average. That means that he got on base more because he realized which pitches to stay with. And he realized if he held off on swinging for the pitches up here and he only focused in this tiny little box, and even in there right here, if he only focused on hitting those, his percentage would be higher. And that's why he says, my first rule of hitting was to get a good ball to hit. I learned down to the percentage points where those good balls were. The box shows my particular preferences from what I considered my happy zone, where I could hit 400 or better, which is right there. Okay. And whereas on the low outside corner, where the most I could hope to bat was 230, still in the strike zone, but the worst part of the strike zone. Since some players are better high ball hitters and low ball hitters or better outside and in, each batter should work out his own set of percentages. But more important, each should learn the strike zone, because one pitcher's finds a batter is going to swing at bad pitches, he will get nothing else. So this is really cool because I grew up with Grandpa Jack telling me about Ted Williams. And so how this relates to business is that your specific genius, where your passion, your purpose, your profit all unites together, it's like your own lane. It's your own part of the strike zone. And the more you stay in that, the more your natural abilities get to come through, and the more success and natural success gets to happen as you develop your talents. So this is the concept of staying in your lane. Now, I know if you're the adventurous type, if you're the visionary type, that can feel almost constrictive of like, oh, well, I can't stifle my creativity. I'm going to be bored. I get that. So your lane can have tons of variety in it. Your lane can have tons of, on the path of your life's greatest work, you can have it, but this is to illustrate the difference between going to completely different industries. It's like finding your lane, and then you can explore that lane, you can innovate that lane, you can find all the creativity, all the adventure in it, and it's home for you. It's the home where your natural talents, your hidden talents, it's the home of where your genius gets to shine the best, okay? So that's why I want to share this, and that's why Warren Buffett is literally one of the best, because he's got this in his office because they are very, very clear of a very specific type of business that his company buys into and then grows. So they stay within that lane of the businesses, and they just keep repeating and repeating and repeating and growing to the tune of his net worth of nearly 80 billion. Okay. So to end this is finding your lane. And again, you can create creativity, adventure within that lane. Yet it's just understanding that the quicker you get into your path, the more efficiency you'll have, which means the quicker gains you can start building and the easier gains. Because as we've talked about before, it takes a lot of time to build true mastery. So the quicker you can get in there in the right path, the quicker you can truly develop that mastery that's most authentic to you. That's what I've got for you in this video. See you in the next one.